What up, guys? It's Kaboose. Today we're going to be doing a little demo review. So yeah, I've been asking y'all on Twitter to submit some of your demos, whether it be like matches or scrims, as long as it has like voice recordings and it's of your teams. So we're going to be looking at the first one we have here. It's going to be Reyna on Haven. So real quick, how's it going to work? We'll watch a round, and then afterwards we'll rewind the round and then look into the details of it, and then I'll hop in game and show some things as well if necessary. So we're going to start it off here.
Are we
We'll
still gonna
start looking
run
at the comp.
Duelist on this
Logic
map?
is in my blood, you
I
know?
believe they run the
I
same comp
actually
as
kinda
us, so
enjoy
this is
it.
actually kind of nice. I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't
I
think
mean, he's
so,
gonna go
I'd
smoke,
say
so
run Jet for
he'll
now,
probably go
so
Oh
Omen.
yeah, for sure, 100.
But if he goes Omen, yeah, this will be our comp. Yeah, okay, so it is. I mean, it's a solid comp.
But I don't think this is a breach map.
Basically, your win conditions on the offense, you have a lot of map control agents. You have Jet that could open up rounds for you. You have Sova that could pretty much solo take A or C. You have Cypher to work that A part of the map. You have the Reyna with her leaders. So you have a lot of utility to take map control. So that's going to be your win condition on T side, or on your offense side, sorry. And then on your defender side, same thing. You're going to want to have your Cypher and your Reyna playing together, playing like off angles and stuff like that. Having your smoke characters delay like towards B, and then the Jet Sova can like play together to the C side.
No, this is
So
Every
that's
map is a breach map.
ideally how you want to play the
to be
comp. We'll see
honest,
how
this is
they
more of
we'll
a
see how they
map than
run
more
it.
of a jet map, so.
I'll go ahead and skip forward here and look at the other team's comp. So they're running pretty much the exact same thing. They're only swapping out their Sentinel. So that's actually pretty big from the Reyna's POV. So they have a Killjoy instead of a Cypher. What that means is flanks are actually much easier due to the fact that she normally just has her turret set up that you can counter. If there's a tripwire holding you back, then there'll be no way you can counter it. So at least on Reyna. So it's pretty much a mirror match. There's not really a difference. It's just the Cypher and the Killjoy, and I would favor the Cypher on this map for sure. I think you have a better comp going into it,
That
even
whiff
though
right
they're
there
like pretty
cost them the
similar.
game.
So
Everything.
we'll skip in, do the pistol round, and we'll watch it, and then we'll play it back after. Real quick, we'll look at the setup.
If I get one, I'll E out. You might end up dying. I'm sorry.
So we have 3A side, so it's a 3-1-1. So we have 3A. Cypher set up his utility in Garage and B to give the players that are on the island more support. So these guys are really cut off from you, and you're really cut off from them, the C and the A players. So it's good that your Cypher set up trips in B, because you don't want them walking into B and then getting the plant, and then that's when you know they're on B. You want to have like a tripwire up so they break it, and then you know they're coming into B, and you can all rotate, and you'll have enough time to retake the site. So it's good you have the B trip. Same thing with the Garage trip. That's really good to help your C players out. If they have to worry about Garage, then they have to worry about the C long area. They have to worry about them coming up Garage. They also have to worry about them flanking through the window. So it's really big to have that Garage trip, especially if you're doing a setup like this. So far the setup looks really good. The Cypher's going sewers, so he has a Ghost as well. I know he has a Classic, so just looks like a bait setup.
Okay, I'm actually gonna walk up.
This is good.
Yeah, they feel
Oh
good.
yeah. Nice.
So it's important. I like that you pushed up there and found the turret. Versus Killjoys, you want to be pushing up on these free rounds where you're on eco or it's like a pistol round. You have a lot of time to rotate. You want to figure out how the Killjoy is setting up her turret, because a lot of people, especially at lower levels, will place their turret in the same spot every round. And this is very counterable because you can start pushing up and call for your Omen to actually smoke off the turret, and then you could walk past it and have a really good flank. So it's good that you went up and found where the turret was, and as well as you get the free orb.
Yeah, it's fine.
So it looks like one player died on the site. They were trying to go for a full retake, but he couldn't make it out in time. And your Jet's low HP, so it's a pretty tough scenario. So right now, while you're getting set up, chances are you're smoked off, you're mollied. You know, there's some sort of utility holding you back, as well as the fact that the Reyna's not grouped yet. So what the Jet and the Sova and maybe even the Cypher should be doing is they should be coming into the garage, clearing the garage room, and then pushing out, and then making sure there's no lurks in this grass area, because you have some time before you're regrouped. You have to wait out some of their smokes and some abilities they have left, so you might as well be clearing out your flanks while you're doing this. So the Reyna's gonna rotate in.
I got dinged.
We're gonna be setting up the retake.
First thing,
Double shock on default is pretty solid. I don't know if the Sova has dart, but the Sova should definitely calm if he has dart, and if not, how long it takes. Because if it's like 10 seconds or less on the dart, you definitely want to wait for it because it's insanely strong on retakes. But it looks like we're gonna come 3 spawn here, no dart, and then 1 player garage. So before I play the round, I think it's really important. We're gonna watch what this jet does. If you're ever retaking, or even when you're taking a bomb site, it's just a pretty good rule in general. If you're split up from the team, if the numbers are on the other side, you want to play off of them. You never want to go in first. So this jet should be sitting back in garage, letting the team come out spawn, and then she'll activate off them. So let's see what happens here.
Wait, just wait for recon. 1 second on recon.
So it's perfect. She's sitting back.
How long?
She should still be deep in the garage. She's kind of in the link, ready to go up. The only problem with that is, if she gets peeked from default, or if she gets peeked from long, or even, a double peek, she's gonna die for sure with no possibility of a trade. So it's definitely good to just take the extra second, sit back in the garage, and then come up when your team is cleared around this back default area.
He's healing.
But it's tough to lose that person, so this is a really hard retake. The Omen flash comes out. And trades. So yeah. Tough retake. The jet should definitely stay alive there.
I think he was. Fuck, when he was coming out.
Yeah, the Sova didn't have dart. He used it A at the start, so I'm pretty sure it would still be on cooldown for another like 15. Maybe it's worth waiting for it there,
No,
but
he was coming out.
I think it's fine. The only real problem was the jet needs to go in, bait a little harder for sure.
Could've just fought that. Flash, we hit.
We got a little eco. Same thing. We have 3A. Dart. Nobody lobby.
Let's see it.
It's pretty obvious sign when there's no KJ, there's nothing seen by the dart, and you're on eco that they're just gonna 5-man something. The way you're gonna play an anti-eco is you're either gonna 5-man something or you're gonna spread and take map control, right? But there's no way you're just leaving the A area of the map open. So when nobody throws a cage, when nobody shoots the dart, it's pretty obvious they're about to 5-man something. And sure enough, here they are popping into C. It's just a 5-man up C. So I think you should be pushing here to find if the turret's in the same spot. Because if you notice it was in the same spot, that would be very, very beneficial for you. And especially because you're likely not going to win the round anyway, so you might as well go check. Jet's getting a little ambitious, that's big.
Two CT.
These guys are going for some eeks.
Yeah,
Nice kill, it's a good orb.
he's in.
Let's do the
You
thing
should go
we're
garage.
doing.
Okay, so we're 2 off the ult orb. First gun round, so we have a 2-1-2 setup. Looks like Cypher has everything set up on B. I'm not sure if he has double chip in there. No, so he's setting up the garage door, so that's good. So this is a pretty standard setup, the 2-1-2. You're 2 off your ult, so I would definitely try to grab this orb. I would just flash instantly, right in front of the orb, so that way if they peek you, they get blind and you can just stick the orb for free while you have the Sova cover you. It's definitely worth going for the orb here. Getting just 1 kill and being able to pop it on an exec could save a round, so definitely want to go for the orb before we get into the setup for sure. But huge red flag right now. Again, well, they have no Cypher, so they're not gonna have cages. So when teams don't have Cypher, they're gonna use Jet or Omen to smoke this off for the default right here on A. No smokes, nothing. No one shooting the dart. Huge sign that it's about to be B or C, and it's about to be B or C very soon. Because they're not gonna take too long. They're giving up the entire area of the map, so it's about to be pretty obvious what they're doing. So I definitely think they're just gonna hit something pretty fast here.
I'll just have flash out.
You know, even
It's good that we're rotating off A for sure.
It might go after the arrow.
I think in a situation like this, yeah, so here's the C-pop. But I think before this came out, I think Reyna should be leaving for sure, Cypher should be leaving for sure, and you should just leave the Sova either in spawn or in heaven playing retake, because he can just shoot a dart behind them, get a free kill through the smoke, and then play a 5v4 post plant. So, especially with all the info that it's clear, you definitely want to leave the site. Just leave the Sova to retake. If Cypher had chip say, you can leave him as well. But here's the C hit. We saw that one coming.
Got it. I backed out.
We have kind of an early rotate, so
He's pushing.
we're
he's
definitely
pushing,
going to get ahead on this. And now we have a huge man advantage. So 4v3, Spike's not planted, there's no ultimates in play, and the Cypher's low HP. So right away,
He's back. Sova.
we want to be clearing garage here. We want to clear out this lurk.
One's in the corner.
Looks like it's just going to be heavy spawn now.
One's backside.
So we have a very similar situation for pistol round. We got 3 guys coming spawn, 1 guy going garage. So let's see how this one plays out.
You shock arrow?
Let's pay attention to the garage guy's spacing to make sure he doesn't go in too early.
10 HP. Just need to
So we're about to flash through the smoke. It's a good high flash. I think you want it a little more to the left, because if somebody's peeking, I can't really show it, but if somebody's peeking the double stack or close garage, they're not going to get hit by that flash. And if you throw it more to the left to hit that guy, it's still going to hit everything else that this flash is hitting, which is basically double stack on your right side and then the default plant box. So yeah, the flash actually doesn't hit this guy. Maybe he was close to the smoke. Let me see if we can see what happens. I think he's just sitting right behind the smoke on the left.
He's
Yeah, so it looks like he was just close. Pretty unfortunate. The trades come out.
Nice.
Win the clutch. I'm gonna go back real quick and see the Cypher spacing. The radar turns off, so this might be tough. This is pretty good spacing by your Cypher here. As soon as y'all are clearing, the back at default is when he's scaling up, so it's pretty good spacing. The trades go your way because you're pinching them pretty well. And yeah, it's a good retake. So you pick up the bonus round. It's a little close for them, especially when they have a bunch of Spectres and stuff invested, so your money's in a tough spot while their money is looking pretty good. So this is about to be a very important round. If you look at the money here, we got Reyna doesn't have enough to full buy, Cypher doesn't have enough to full buy, and Omen doesn't even have enough to get Phantom half. So this is a pretty tough buy. We'll take a look at the ultimates in a second. As a Reyna, I'm not sure, this is definitely a preference thing, but it's actually not that bad to just go Vandal or Phantom with no armor on Reyna. As well as if somebody on your team needs to sell Heavy Shield in order to drop somebody, it should always be your Reyna, because of her overheal. It's really strong, especially if you just have no armor. You can just get a pick, you just overheal, and then all of a sudden you have a 5v4 in a round that's tough for you from the start. So this is definitely going to be a hard round, and it's going to be a really big round because this is an economy reset round. So we're Reyna switching up her position. I think it's really solid. You never want to keep playing the same spots as Reyna. Some rounds you want to play B, some rounds you want to push down C, some rounds you play garage, because the strength of Reyna is playing off angles that they're not going to clear, and then getting a kill and falling back. And if you only play one bomb site the entire game, then they really only have to worry about clearing you out. Like, say if you only play A every round, they really only have to worry about clearing sewers and long. But if you play garage, it's just very scary, the entire map. You can be like standing in the middle of the open anywhere in garage and B, so they really just have to be careful. I think it's really good that we're towards the seaside / garage here, mixing it up.
This round we reset them. They win.
So we have 3 ults, they have 2. Their Omen ult's not very strong, while you have 3 really strong ults. So this 100%, due to the way the money is, due to the ult advantage you have, you should definitely be doing something grouped here, doing some sort of grouped aggression, because if they like exec on you, they have a much better buy. You know, they're gonna win the round. If they take the site, like you're not gonna have much for a retake because your buy is so bad. So this is a perfect round to do like a B aggression, like walk down B, fight the grass guys, or like a C long push. Maybe even like an A long push, but you definitely want to be getting aggressive here. Just the fact that you're behind in the round. You want to like get that advantage, because it's going to be pretty hard to win the round sitting up standardly. So we'll skip forward a bit,
Where do they arrow?
play the round out and see what happens.
Backside, like, right there.
Backside. Normally.
Oh, fast that shit, fast.
Okay, so as someone that's played A for the first 3 rounds, there's been no presence at all. Like not a smoke, not a flash, nothing. And then now all of a sudden there's a Lear A. A lot of lower tier teams really just throw all their abilities at the site they plan to go, and then they just hit the site. So like this is reeking of an A hit right now. I think this Omen's about to get information garage. I think he's about to walk through the garage smoke. He gets punished by a guy holding grass.
Whoa, Ian.
B1 and B.
I don't hate that play at all. I actually really like that play. It's just unfortunate that Jet's there. Maybe I think he should probably walk through on this side instead through that little cubby, just because there's so many angles that could be staring at the smoke there. Window can see that side of the smoke walk through, as well as where he died from, like grass and on the boxes. I think walking through this side is better, taking the 1v1 dual window, and then either jumping up into window or just flanking grass. I think either or would be better, but I like the play of pushing garage there. And so you can see on the map, they have heavy A, so it's definitely a lot towards A this round. Now, if you weren't behind before when the round started, you're definitely behind now. A play needs to be made. So you're pretty alone on the C side of the map. You generally want to be the safe guy. This is when your B player should probably go to A, and you should re-clear it as a team. Or one of these A players needs to come to B, and y'all need to do a middle crunch, because you need to make some sort of play. You were already behind in the round, now you're even more behind. It's really unlikely that you'll win a round just playing off your setups here, so a play needs to be made. So let's see what happens in the round. Oh, we still got 2 anchoring A. The Cypher is like in spawn a bit, so it's likely he'll get smoked off. Better comes into A, trips up A.
Garage
it sounded like a fake.
Yeah, they're running away.
And you hear them running, so this is a weird fake by them.
I'm inside a mid window. They can't leave.
That turret's scary. That turret was about to shoot you. So it's good. So Reyna has them contained. They're definitely heavy towards A. The majority of their team is A side. It might even be all 5. There could be one grass or like lurking C side, but it's really likely that, well, it's 100% that the majority of their team is A, and they're definitely gonna hit a site with the majority of their team. So they're either going A or their team is coming back into U. And if they don't come back into U, you have 3-man stacks. So this is the good advantage. You got the advantage back. You needed to take this. You needed to make this play, and it's good. Now they're stuck A side. You have full info. Unfortunate timing here. We'll play it back 5 seconds. We'll just see what happens and then replay it.
Yeah, they're gonna re-exec.
You should run.
That's coming.
So Sova was lurking.
Just actively holding flank.
I'm stuck
They're
here.
leaving, dude. They're leaving. They're not. I don't know what these guys are doing.
Oh, they're going A. They're just waiting for the ult to spot.
30
Yeah,
seconds.
okay. So we'll play it back. So it's just unfortunate. The Sova's holding the flank. He's likely here because he's shooting some sort of dart.
You should
Um,
run.
That's coming.
It's pretty weird that he is there, but I mean, yeah, it happens. He's probably like lining up some dart.
He's just actively.
And then they're just waiting for the Killjoy ult to go off. They know what it covers, so
They're not. I don't know what these guys are doing.
there's only one spot they have to clear when this thing pops, and that's under Balk. They're just waiting for it.
30 seconds left.
And he actually gets a kill, so maybe they weren't ready for that little gap in the corner. Maybe they thought I'd clear the whole site, but he gets a kill.
Last player standing.
Eventually goes down. Does the knives? No, the knives doesn't pull off the miracle.
Honey, you know better than that.
Alright, so next round. Yeah, so we got
You're hitting your
we
shots.
got
but
low
you
by
can't play
now.
stupid either.
Hopefully
Yeah,
the
I was playing
Sova
outside
sells.
here, and then as soon as I go to peak window, I got someone from here.
Don't buy aggro.
I,
You guys want to stack?
Looking at the ults, you're pretty close to Omen ult, which is not that useful on this map, especially defender side. Cypher will get his ult off a kill anyway when he's going to use it, so if he's not that close. I'd say this Jet should definitely be starting for this A orb. When you're on ecos and stuff like that, if you can't like win the round or get kills, you at least want to get something out of it. Getting an orb, getting both orbs is really good. So you definitely want to try to get an orb on the closest useful
We
ult.
need to try to take a fight.
That's where they drove.
So we're on full eco here.
What do you guys?
Let me see if the Reyna opens the buy menu.
Alright.
The Reyna should definitely not classic save here. I'm not sure if she's gonna buy last second.
Cubby here.
As long as she's gonna buy. So let's look at her money, how much she had.
Something. We need to.
I,
You guys want to stack? You guys want to like walk up mid? Like
Wait till
something?
she opens
we
the
need to, we need to
menu.
try to take a fight.
That's where they drove for
I'm gonna arrow A. I'm gonna arrow A.
Thought I saw her open the menu.
As soon as
Buy
I
menu.
go to peak window, I got someone from here.
Don't buy aggro.
I,
You guys want to stack?
find
you guys
it.
Want, like,
So you can't. True.
Alright,
Yeah,
we'll go back a
that
little bit.
was-
If we can't
come on,
find
you
it,
know
we'll
better than
just
You're hitting your shots, but you
we'll
can't
just go
play
past
stupid
it.
either.
Yeah, I was playing outside here, and then as soon as I go to peak window,
Alright,
I
looks
got
like he
someone
doesn't check the buy menu,
An arrow.
unfortunately. Okay, so Reyna is really good on gun rounds without heavy shield. You know, she can use light shield and get away with it more than any agent in the game. So as Reyna, you can actually buy down more than your teammates can. You can buy down to 3,300 as long as you have full abilities. So you can, at 2,400, you can definitely get like a Sheriff Light here. That would leave you like 35 for next round, like 34. And as long as you're not like using your flashes, unless you're gonna win the round with it, you want to at least have a chance to, you know, win a round or get a couple kills. So you definitely don't want a
we
full
need to-
save on the
we need to
Reyna
try
for
to take a
sure.
That's where they drove for
You definitely
I'm
want to
gonna
get some
arrow
sort
it.
of
I'm gonna
pistol,
arrow
whether
it.
it's like a Sheriff or a Ghost. I think the
Alright.
Sheriff would be best because of your chance to like one-shot somebody and then invuln away. Whereas a Ghost, you might not do enough damage in time before you get traded out. So you're gonna be pushing out C-Long here. You got two teammates pushing B. It's a pretty scattered push. If you're gonna do something like this, I think it's good. Sova should definitely be with y'all. Whether he could be in any of these three spots, coming with you C, going garage, or going B. But he's really not doing much at A, because like if they come A, he's not holding it. You know, if they don't come A, it's gonna be pretty obvious because they're not throwing a bunch of stuff. So he needs to be grouped with the team. Your win condition on these rounds is to just group up and then win trades like 3v1, 2v1, stuff like that. So he should be with y'all for sure. We're getting a little aggressive. We beat the Omen Smoke here. We made it to the Cubby. We got the Cypher lurked at a B. Ooh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, that if you had like a Sheriff there or a Ghost, it could definitely get you that kill. It'd get you the gun, and you'd probably be able to overheal to like 125 HP. So you know, it's the equivalent of having a gun and light shield. That guy didn't cancel his ult.
Enemy kill.
Hold up, we gotta rewatch that. I can't believe this guy doesn't cancel his ult here. But it's looking good. We have 2 picks right now. They're expending ults. They're coming C. I can't believe that guy didn't cancel his ult. And now it's a 4v2. Great situation, great turnaround. Now, I noticed there's no spike control. So there's no spike control, and they were on C. So right now, it's just, the only way we want to be setting up is getting ready for the plant. Getting ready for them to push into you, or getting ready for them to plant. Because that's the only thing they can do. They could push into you, which they likely will, because they're down 2v4. They're probably not going to win a post plant. So they're going to try to get aggressive and look for a kill early. Or they're just going to straight up plant the bomb and, you know, hope for the best. But you need to be ready for them to push into you here.
Are they?
So this Omen's checking this A side. I'm not sure. I guess both weren't spotted, but it's more than likely they're both C here.
They walked through long then.
They're definitely going to be grouped. Yeah, it looks like everyone's a little confused where they're at, but I'm pretty sure they're double C here. So yeah, this guy comes from C-Link and he does. So look what's happening. So look how spread this guy is. He's in T-spawn. This guy's front B. It's kind of like everyone's scattered, like looking for them. When all we have to be doing here is this Omen just has to like sit here and wait for this guy to fall back C. 2 of these people can be in like garage, waiting for them to push into garage from C, and then one of them just needs to be holding the spawn push, you know, locking them into the site, making them plant. But they're given a lot of space, and there's no trades right now that this guy was able to find a free kill. And now with Jet low HP, this is actually not that confident of a round win.
There's guns on the C side.
So yeah, still the spacing's definitely off. There's not much trade potential here on the C side.
30 seconds left.
Even here on the A side, if we look at their setup they're running, if somebody comes and peeks this guy and comes through and kills him, like the Cypher can't trade you there. So the angles need to be more spaced together. The players need to be tighter together. So they get another 1v1 C because of all the positions and spacing. And that's the same guy that killed the Omen too. So that guy's just been lurking. He has the bomb as well.
Spike planted.
Now it's a 2v2. They have a huge advantage. They have the spike planet and a gun advantage. So it looks like, unless you got timinged really hard, nobody crossed towards the C long. So they're definitely both on this right side of the site when you come up. So when you come up, you definitely want to look right. This guy peeks us right now. He'll probably win this duel because I don't think the Sova can see him yet. He actually lives there. That's huge. Dark goes out.
Peek your left side, peek your left side.
Last player standing.
My fault.
And that's just an unfortunate 2v2. Could have gone either way at that point. Just went down to the shots.
So then I can just
But yeah.
swing.
So this round, 4v2, nobody was containing them. Everyone was just kind of like hunting for them solo. All you have to do is make sure they can't leave, cut off the entire C site, you know, cut off their fallback, cut off the garage push, cut off the spawn push, and they really can't do anything but walk into you, you know, or plant the spike and try to hold a 2v4 post plant. So definitely try to stay grouped there and just contain. Just sit still. Everyone's kind of like was walking around into B, you know, walking towards A link. Everyone just needs to sit still and just wait, because they have to make the play for sure.
I think we're thinking too much.
See if we can find the money here.
The Omen is retarded for sticking that.
Top B.
They drone in and shut up.
Doesn't look like we to see the money. So we're gonna look at the ults. We got a huge ult advantage. So at least on that round, it was still, even though you didn't win that eco round, it was still a really good round. I mean, you got 3 kills. You got a lot of the ultimates out as well. I know the Omen used his ult. I'm not sure if they used any others, but it was still a good win. So the Reyna's playing garage. We have Trip set up on B and A, and we're playing a nice little 2-1-1-1. So it's pretty spread. So this is the strength they're in, you know, just playing these off angles, looking for that one frag, and then you're able to fall back. So the setup's good. You have B open, which is fine because you have this Trip and the retake cam.
Make sure they don't walk up on me.
You're close enough to help Omen. If it does end up being a C pop, you can like throw flashes through the smoke for him. That's pretty solid setup right now.
We're in a match.
Looking good. Somebody joins the Discord call there.
Nice bomb.
Spike.
Alright, so bomb found sewers. So this is a great time for the Omen or the Reyna to get a little aggressive. It's not great to, you know, throw your life away when you just got a kill and you could lose a round, but it's really unlikely that somebody's holding garage here, and it's even more unlikely that somebody's holding C. But I think this is a perfect situation for you to call the Omen over and tell him to peek garage with you, and I think it's even better if you go to him and you both take C long, because you can get one of y'all down this line and just hold this angle here and just have really early information if they're coming back to C. Enough time for rotates to come in and for them to get smoked off. But right now you're still kind of in 1v1 positions, you're still kind of holding your ground. When you know the majority is likely towards this A site, especially because they're carrying the spike on them. It's not a default round because, you know, normally you leave the spike somewhere and then come back and get it when you figure out what site you want to hit. But since the spike's hitting drop sewers, it's really unlikely someone's grass, and it's even more unlikely someone's C here. Because, like, you know, lurking C when you're hitting A is not that great of a lurk because of how far away you are.
Only jet.
So I think the best play here, you should be grouping with your Omen right now, and you should be double pushing C. I don't hate the solo push play either. It's definitely more risky, and yeah, you probably would have got punished for it. But double pushing, I think, is definitely the perfect play there. We'll play it back. So it looks like they're resetting off A. They're obviously coming back to garage. You spot one, and you make it out safely.
Oh, Spike.
Reyna was long. Reyna was
And you know, that's perfect. You get a smoke behind you in the garage. The timing's good where that Reyna probably wouldn't have entered the smoke already, so she's probably not in garage. Still have to be careful of it though, because they are down 3v5. They might have to make a play where they walk through that garage smoke. You spot her B now, so it's unlikely that anyone's in garage. And right here, this is another one of those. This is like that eco round where you want to be sitting and waiting for them to have to make the play. You know, it's a 3v5, especially on the B site where they can't do much. Your smoke character's alive. You just want to be waiting. I'll pull up my game real quick because I haven't done that yet. I gotta make sure it doesn't kick me out. Yeah, so let's look at like some positions. So they're planning the spike here. Playing like around here, really solid, cutting off this backside area. You know, just holding garage for the lurk. You basically just want to play somewhere tight, passive, and let them have to push into you because that's what they have to do to win the round. And if they don't do that, you're just going to clean them up on the retake. So you want to be playing like super passive, grouped up with your team for trades before going in for this retake, and you wait for the team to regroup together. So let's see how it goes down here. I think I saw you were walking in a bit. Video's frozen. Yeah, you're going in pretty solo here. It's really risky. It's kind of okay. Maybe very barely because the Sova's ulting this planter and he's gonna run into you. But in a 3v5 like this, the chance of somebody sitting outside B here and holding for his teammate is really high. Like the fact that nobody's like fighting you right now is like a miracle. So you do get the free kill, and it looks like they're going for an A-link push. So that's why they're not posted outside site. So it's a little weird. They planted over here. It's not for A-link, but they're taking A-link. Like I said, they have to push something and get aggressive to win the round. So it looks like they're electing to push A-link. And then they clean them up. Yeah, I don't really like pushing in there even with the Sova ult. I think you should just have the Sova ult delay them. And then maybe you push in when there's like 10 seconds on the clock or something really low. Then you make that solo play. But it's definitely really risky there, especially with that low time. Somebody's likely going to be holding that if they're not pushing already. But, you know, all in all, clean round, 5 alive. Only used the Sova ult, so pretty good round.
They died.
Let's go forward here. The money's looking better now. We're not going to be full eco on the next loss.
I'm never buying you a
I would definitely reposition here. You got to kill garage last round. This is like when you want to push C or push B or play somewhere on A.
Vandal in your life, kid.
Definitely want to mix up the spots on the Reyna.
Your mic's so bad.
So looks
You
perfect.
can eat my ass.
Nice.
Dude,
I like it. So Omen should be coming with you here. And when you push on this map, you want to be doing it with 3 people. If you push B, you want to do it like either 3 walk down mid or 2 walk down mid, 1 garage. If you push C, you want to have 3 guys pushing C. If you push up A, you want to have at least 3 on the A side. So Omen should be coming with you here for sure.
Kaiser didn't play Grubs.
Shut
Omen should be coming with you here for sure, and then the Jet should honestly probably be coming with you as well.
Double jump.
The Jet pops knives. I'm not sure if that's
Okay.
yours or their Jet. Pretty sure it's theirs, right?
They smoke garage.
Yeah, she did that last shot.
Alright,
Johnny to B.
Like a lot too long.
Oh yeah, so you hear a lot here. I was trying to listen for that. So you should be popping your ult here for sure. You've been sitting on this ult for a while, and this is about to be a big duel. Especially with the invis, since you're not gonna be able to invuln away here. You actually have a chance of escaping with the invis if they lose the sound of you, because they won't be able to follow you with everyone talking and stuff like that in the match. You definitely want to pop the ult here. There's no better time for it than right now that you're gonna find in the next couple rounds. So if any situation for any agent, if you have a good opportunity to use your ult, use it, get it back on cooldown, because you know, if you only use breach ult 1 time a half when you could have used it 2 or 3 times, like it's just much better. So you definitely want to get your ults out, get them back on cooldown whenever you find a good situation to use them. You obviously don't want to waste them, but even like a slightly good situation, just pop it. So we have a huge rush coming our way. Definitely be an ult pop.
No kidding.
Killjoy just grabbed the ultimate orb. You can see her ult activated. Anytime someone taps an orb, it's really good if you hold tab. Where it shows their ultimates, it actually will show you if they picked up. It'll show you who picked up the orb. You can see it here though, because her name becomes yellow. That means she has her ult. So she grabbed the orb. You know, if they're heavy C, Killjoy just got her ult. I think I have a pretty good idea what they're gonna do this round. They're definitely gonna use Killjoy ult on some exec. It's definitely their plan going into it. Not necessarily C, but somewhere for sure. But now it's gone completely quiet. Like there was a lot of people over here, and now it's completely quiet. And what that tells me is they're either waiting here for their team, you know, just tucked, or they're walking back. I think it's way more likely that they're walking back here though, because you would probably hear their teammates running to them. I think they're walking back here, and I think this would be a perfect time to re-aggress. I think you would find a huge timing here if you repushed. I'm pretty sure it'd be completely clear, and then you'd have a hard read like 10 seconds in advance, whether it would be A or B, and your team would early rotate. And the fact that they haven't exec yet, I mean, it pretty much like confirms that
No, we don't have retake.
you'd be good on a push there.
I left garage in.
And we don't have really a retake ult.
But still a good scenario. You still have pretty, yeah. So here's the A hit. Here's the Killjoy ult sewer. So yeah, if pushing a little earlier there, you would have probably been like here by now. I don't think that turret will see you either, and he has been placing the same turret every round. So it is counterable. It's always on top of that double stack. But yeah, you'd probably be around here by now if you took that timing. You'd be pretty fast on the rotate. You could even call for the Omen to smoke the turret for you, so you could flank them. A flank would be huge here, especially versus the Killjoy ult, because they're just now getting the spike down. But looks like Omen's gonna use his ult for the flank. We have a 4v3 here.
Running it out.
Watch them push.
Oh, money.
We're dead.
The flank's gonna pick up a kill. Everyone's waiting spawn, you know, waiting the utility out. It's good. This Omen needs to slow down heavily. See the situation you're in. You know, you're sitting behind the smoke. You're droning out to find them while he's running up the ramp. He should just be as tucked as possible. Again, it's a 2v4 scenario. The only way they win is by getting aggressive and making a play. And if you make this way easier on them, if you're, you know, coming up and looking for their fights. So if you sit back, tuck in that corner, make them have to run all the way down the ramp to come fight you, and then gives you an advantageous fight. It's just so tough for them to win the round. So this Omen is definitely should be sitting back.
Long.
I think the Cypher shouldn't even be peeking heaven there as well, because it's another solo duel.
One enemy remaining.
Let's get long.
But sewer guy comes up, gets 2 kills, and it's a nice retake all around. Yeah, it looks pretty good. The only things I changed about that round is I think you missed a pretty big timing there at C-Long. And I think the Omen got a little too aggressive too fast. But all in all, it was a pretty solid
Dude, I
retake.
almost died to that thing.
Looking at their money, they could go for a half here. They'll have to have a couple pistols. It's no big deal on Reyna, so I'm pretty sure they'll go for a buy. Omen will just get like a Bulldog or Spectre, and then Reyna will get something with Light Shield. And then I'm not sure if this is the patch where the op is 5,000 or it's 4,500 credits, but either way, they can get an op for this Jet. So they'll probably buy here. But they're on a huge reset if you win this round, and your economy's looking great. So this is a really good spot. You also have the ult advantage. They have no ults. While Cypher ult's not that crazy, it's in certain situations. Jet Knives and the Reyna ult can single-handedly carry around. So you have a pretty big ult advantage here, along with a huge economy advantage. If they do decide to buy Phantoms and Vandals and Operators, it just crushes their utility. You know, they're not going to have many abilities. So you definitely have a big advantage this round.
There.
Looks like you're gonna do the C push again. I don't hate the C push because they didn't see you do it, and you have the Jet here this time. But I think this is a round that you don't need to do it. Like we were just talking about with your huge advantage into the round. I think this is where you want to utilize that advantage. You want to let them come into you when you pop your ults and then win the round, like on your sight holds and your retakes. But you know, if you push down C long and they trade out like 1 for 1, maybe even like 1 for 2 or something. That kind of like gives them the advantage back and doesn't let you utilize the advantage. So I don't hate it. It's not terrible. But I don't think this is a round you need to do this.
They smoke garage off. I think it might be fast.
So you beat the smoke.
I'm trying to get close to mid right now.
That takes a blind chop, so that tells them the opposite. Nice free kill here. A bit of a minor detail on the Reyna. I think a lot of players can benefit on this from. Is when you grab this orb. You grab it pretty insta. So we see we kill this guy. Yeah, you pretty much insta grab it. And you see what happened if anyone was back there, you would definitely die. You want to grab the orb as late as you can in pretty much all situations because you gain more ground that way. You know. So I would. Let me open up my game actually and show you how I would do it. Show you when I would grab the orb, if it will open. There we go. So we're sitting here. So we get the kill. I would come out like this and then grab it now. Because if they're all here waiting for me, you know, you come, you jump out, you just run back, and that should give you enough time to make it right at this corner. Whereas if you just grab it here, look at how much longer it takes to get safe. This is where it faded. Whereas if you came out and grabbed the orb, so you got the kill and you went like this, grabbed it, you would definitely make it behind this corner. And it's a really, really small detail, but it's very, very important on Reyna's. To grab the orbs as late as possible. Same thing, like, you know, say we're like going into garage, or say I get like a kill right here spawn. If I want to clear garage out, I want to not grab this orb the second I kill him and then run into garage and then clear it because it's gonna fade and I'm gonna die. But we get this kill, we wait and we grab it last second, we clear close and then we come back. Because you know you get more ground that way. It's a really small detail on Reyna, but I think it's really important. So luckily you didn't get punished here. Is this gonna go full screen? There we go.
Two behind it.
Oh, I'm lagging.
I'm up, are you sure?
Could be garage.
Watch our nailing push.
Breaking door.
We got the good advantage.
Arrowed in.
They use their dart into B. That tells you Sova's there.
Nothing.
But the map's gone quiet, so it's perfect. Y'all have good crossfires. You have an op getting this deep line down C, so if they come C, you're gonna know a long time in advance. Definitely long enough for you to rotate. If you take contact garage, you're gonna be able to get a kill and invuln away because you're close enough to the link, as well as your omens there to swing and trade off you. So this is a really good setup, and you got your Cypher, Sova, you know, playing B. They're playing crossfired, and then you have A completely open, which I think is totally fine. I think it's actually the best thing you can do here, especially because they're on pistols and they're on eco. They're not gonna win a post plant, you know, on A unless somebody pulls off like some crazy, you know, sheriff round or something like that. But you should definitely just keep this set up for the rest of the round until they decide and exec where they want to go. You should definitely stay set up like this. This is a really solid setup. Okay, so planning A.
Spike planted.
Set up the retake. This is where everyone should be calling what nades they have, or what utility they have, and how long until they have certain things. So, retakes, Sova needs to always say if he has his dart, if not, how long. Reyna, you need to be calling your flashes. Omen, you need to be calling your paranoia and how many smokes you have. You know, all the important retake abilities, you want to be calming them because as you're sitting behind smokes, as you're like waiting to retake, that's when you want to be coming up with your plan. You know, okay, I'll smoke short, Omen says, oh, I'll flash default. Some of it says, okay, as you flash default, I'll dart behind them. You know, you don't want to be setting up your retake and planning for it, you know, as you're waiting for the smokes to fade and all that stuff. Let's see if we can.
Middle dead.
Okay, I'm retarded.
So you kill the lurk as well. It's 5v3.
Oh, CT one.
Flashing default, flashing default.
Okay, just go out together, go out together. Flashing
One
default.
enemy remaining.
Probably long, I'm just clear. I'm gonna stick it.
That's a good retake. You didn't even have to use much abilities there,
I gotta watch
because they're eco. They're kind of out of position, trying to go for some kills.
Or aggro, I don't care.
Placing wasn't that bad there.
You aggro.
You kind of just brute forced it and used your gun advantage and cleaned up. Another clean round. So they actually didn't buy that round. So they decided to take the eco there. I think that's weird for them not to buy, because if they lose that buy, they have to save. But they just saved there anyway. So
Cause you're bad.
Can't nerf skill.
you definitely are in the lead here. You got a lot of ults. They have no ults still. You got a lot of money in the bank. Yeah, still don't think you should be playing Garage again. I think you need to like play around at B or play around at sewers. Gotta keep mixing it up for sure. A little risky spam there. I think you'll die there more often than you will get a kill for sure.
They might have 5 rifles.
Can you drone and like make sure you clear inside garage?
Drone's coming out.
One's
Oh, you
way
got
right
3
behind the
here.
door, right behind the
Another great scenario to pop your ult. So you've still been sitting on that ult. This would be a good time to pop it. It's likely they're coming for you. And then by the time your ult's gonna fade, if they don't come into you, then it's really unlikely that they're gonna be there. So you can push. Say your ult has like 7 or 8 seconds left before it fades. You could still push out and peek and get that info, because it's really unlikely if they haven't pushed you by then that they're not coming there. But you definitely want to use this ult here.
That shot came from window, I think. I think they might double back to A here. We're playing retake and they're taking ult, so yep, garage clear.
So yeah, now grass is clear. This is where you want to be taking some ground off that dart.
Flashing.
Close.
We'll go back and watch this. So
Long dash. Dash.
I want to see what happens from your team's POV. So the Omen dies to the dash.
Close.
And then you barely don't make it out. So I think. So first of all, you want to be flashing more to the right, because it's gonna hit more. You want to flash more towards the site because everyone's gonna be looking at it. Like running through the smoke there, it's not the worst play. Because you're Reyna, and that's the only reason it's not the worst play, is because you could have invulned off that kill. But even in Garage, if you kill that guy in invuln, it's really likely you're gonna get spammed because you can't actually make it back into the Garage off the invuln timer. So I think this is just one of those rounds where you just play it safe. You have all the ults, you play for the retake. I would say if you already had your ult popped because you used it Garage earlier, so you already had your ult on, then I would say this is the right play coming through the smoke. But using one flash and then trying to get a kill and then fall back, you're gonna win the round way more likely if you just retake with your team. I'd say you should only make that play if you were already ulted and the timer's running down, you're about to lose it, so you need to get that kill to refresh it. So dart in 20. Definitely need to be killing this guy. Everyone kind of ran away from this guy, so this Garage guy is alone. That's their lurk. You have 3 members here. You definitely want to be chasing this guy down. Getting this kill on him. We can't just give up Garage here. Let this guy flank a spawn or just sit in Garage and play for the bomb. We definitely wanted to go for that kill.
Wait for arrow.
So we know one's double stacked, and Cypher has ult, so we can get the kill on him. You already know where the last is though. It's good that y'all calmed instantly that he's playing ult. That's really big for Sova, which is most likely what he's going to be doing. You want to have the Jet here defuse it, because she can actually get a half. And she can use her mobility to like updraft or dash.
I'm good.
But I don't think it's gonna matter because your Jet's got you covered. Yeah, with that plant, it's no issue. Did Jet actually get hit by one of those arrows? Oh yeah, she did. That was scary.
Damn, bro.
But yeah, we'll play there. Back to A.
He might sewer fast.
So it looks like you're doing a cinder block bait. So you're gonna
I need you to bait for me somehow. Anybody.
You're basically playing for a kill, then playing to
Droning
invuln,
gets me,
and
droning
as you're invulning and
Sounds
they
like
chase you,
Elsia.
your Cypher's gonna
Elsia,
clean
that's
them
He's
up.
really looking for the trip to break.
3 outside garage. 3 outside garage.
Oh wait, that's the
Killjoy.
Killjoy.
Three outside garage, no presence A. You want to take your time because you got to get up A here. It's most likely clear. Yeah, you even said it yourself. A's clear. You know it. So, boom. You just took way more control of the map than they have. You already have a big advantage in this round with your money and your ults. Your advantage just got bigger. I wouldn't play an angle like this. Let me open up my game and show you what else I would do. Reason being is because they can cross the sewers like that, and then you'll have no info of it, as well as, you know, if they hard clear you, it might be a tough duel, you know, if somebody just comes like this. So I would play either like this, spotting just a little tight pixel so you can see them go sewers, because nobody's gonna go like this, right? You know, peeky like that. And if you're Reyna, I really like playing like this on this wall, on this ramp, because it gives you time to multi-kill. If you're over here as Reyna, there's no chance you're getting one and invulning anywhere. You know, you're fighting to the death. Whereas if you play on this side, you can get that early kill in the off angle, invuln here, and then have enough time to, you know, get a second kill, potentially a third or a fourth or whatever. But if you play just on this side tucks, you're pretty much one and done. You can't really utilize your abilities. So yeah, I would definitely play one of these spots for sure. Let's go back to the video.
Remain gun into window.
To be honest.
Smoke garage hallway.
Garage. I hear them.
Maybe
Coming
trying
up to window.
Maybe
Coming
trying
up
to
to
take B. Maybe trying to take B.
So yeah, we should be pushing right now. It's definitely like a C split.
What? Take 120. Lit 120.
That turret's always in the same spot. I would keep flanking there, honestly.
enemy
Wait,
remaining. Spike planted.
Even though that, you know, you broke the turret, chances are they don't even know that
He's
you
not
broke it
lit.
because they're too focused on other stuff.
Cutting their vision.
Nice. Oh wait, up outside garage. Up outside garage.
Nice round though.
Rail 2 of them. Boys.
Get the off back. So yeah, see what I was saying earlier about you know, using your ults. You would have already probably had your second ult by now, but we're still sitting on the first. So at best, you're gonna use your ult one time this half, and especially on Duelist, you always want to be getting.
I was like
You want to be
jumping in
aiming for
with
3
short.
ults a half as a Duelist. You want to try to get 3 ults a half.
Yeah.
And then do the other.
But yeah, we're still sitting on the first here, so we definitely want to try to get it out.
That would help me. Or you could put in
I
garage.
can't get there in time.
Doesn't
I'm gonna put it in garage.
Why does it take so long to go full screen? There we go.
Yeah.
I know I'm having you move around 20 different places, but he mulliganed.
Okay, a lot of presence, A,
It's
a
not
lot of
scanning me, it's not
presence.
scanning me, I don't know how.
And the dart doesn't scan you. This, ult. This is an insta popper. They are here. You are about to get into a duel, and you are in a huge advantage because this guy's dart sucks. This is a insta ult.
How is he?
Kind of got. It's weird that he's clearing that because his dart scans it, but I mean, I don't know. It's really weird that he cleared that, but you know, you might win that duel with the ult. It's better. Playing, I say this a lot on my stream, playing closer to the angle, playing closer to the wall, the more of a disadvantage you're at. So actually, the further you are away from these bricks, the more back you are, the faster you can see them. So if let's load up the game real quick. Let's go where you were. So if you look at like this is about where he was standing. If you look at the distance from him and the brick, compared to what this player on the offense has, he's farther away from the wall. He sees the Reyna first. But if you're playing right here, you know, pretty far away from this wall, you will see this guy first. So definitely we want to be standing back more. You would have got that kill. Let's look at the setup you had, because playing those bricks, you can only invuln away so far, and you can't invuln the safety, so you need a player there to help you. So yeah, the Jet would have been able to save you there. As long as he peeks instantly after you got the kill. If you would have got the kill.
How is he?
But yeah, right there you just want to be playing back from the wall. So the Jet gets a trade, it's good.
Jet.
And then your Soba's there to re-clear it. Spots 2.
Maybe 3.
They broke.
And yeah, it looks like they're just gonna have to commit here.
Drone.
As far as I know, they did not cross the left side, guys.
Or reset, sorry.
Tap
You're gonna have to reset. So you know, I think when the drone spotted 2, the Omen could have definitely pushed down C long for free. I don't think he'd ever die there. But I said he's playing a bit more passive.
That's what I said.
See.
Yeah, so now they're going into a C exec. So if he actually did push down C,
It's fine, just give it.
when the drone spotted 2 people at A, he would have spotted them right as they made it here, and that would have bought time for the team to rotate. They would have been rotated much faster, and probably could have had like 2 on site before they even made it up. So the info doesn't come in early enough. There was a timing miss. Luckily, the Sova ult kills one.
I don't know. Maybe I missed it.
Looks like Omen's got an info ult.
Took enough top C.
So again, this is when we're common the retake. In my situation, this Omen should be flashing. He should come under the window here and flash the logs in default. The Sova, if he has one, should be darting right here as the flash goes out, so they get blind and then they can't find the dart to shoot it, and then they're just screwed.
When you guys are ready to pop out C, and I can.
So let's see if he switches to the Sova. So the Sova dies. I guess he doesn't have a dart there.
He dismissed.
The garage player is coming up last. It's good. It's perfect. Garage player is away from the group. You know, he's waiting. He's playing off the team.
Front side, left 40.
And now it's just a matter of winning the trades. 1v1. Unlucky.
Oh, you whiffed.
Had the right idea. And then looking at the buy for the final round, it's a perfect buy for you. It's a full buy. You still have you're close to knives, so that's pretty good. Sova's not going to have his ult. And then so pretty much the best ult you have is yours. Where if you look at theirs, Reyna ult, knives, and Killjoy ult. So this is an exec heavy ultimates from them. Both times they've had Killjoy ultimate, they've placed it A. So this is a great round to push B or push A. If you push B, that's gonna let you like flank them really quickly and kill them as they're, you know, setting up, as they're throwing all their darts and stuff long. And if you push A, that's gonna give you the chance to just stop it right in its tracks before they get to even set up. But you definitely 100% do not want to be playing a standard setup here. Because if you do, they're just gonna, you know, do that same exact they've already done twice with their Killjoy ult and just come up A off it.
Playing retake A. I don't know why we're trying to change it up.
Retake A works as well.
That's because they don't normally go A.
Like it worked out. Just
No, the
don't
retake-
let
the
them
retake-
know.
The only reason I wouldn't recommend retake A is because if they actually don't use the Killjoy ult, which it's pretty likely they would, but say they don't, is they're gonna have that thing for post plant, and that's gonna pretty much win on them to post plant.
Xeric just put a really
ult.
Guys,
with the
they
Wheaties
just
ult.
played a bad spot. That's all that happened.
No, I'm just saying we couldn't dedicate as many people towards C because we weren't playing retake A.
It's fine. It's easy to
We
retake.
got a little C push going here. This
Our
is good.
Retake is just really good.
Whenever they have strong ults, a general rule is you want to try to regress. So here it is. We haven't even seen the round. We already know what's gonna happen. No presence A until they come A, and all of a sudden we got Reyna leers. I bet a dart's gonna come over here somewhere, droning out mid. It's gonna be an A exec. Like it's gonna be an A exec.
So I can top B.
It's okay.
I would not be surprised in the slightest if I see this Killjoy ult get dropped sewer. There it is.
They ulted A.
Like,
I was looking away.
with this, another thing with this, Reyna dismiss, you want to clear, after you get this kill, you want to clear out all this area, because this could be a fake, and you definitely have, you know, you definitely are the character to get all this info, so you want to use this orb, clear all of this, and then if it's clear, you see how you're like running away because you're scared of getting shot in the back? If you cleared that anyway, you would know you're not going to get shot in the back. But say you like peek out and you see 3 of them coming back to you, it's like, oh, it's a fake, guys, it's a fake. And then you still can be here safely. You still have no chance of dying, and then you have a chance of fighting as they come into you. And then you do actually get punished there, so you don't make it far enough in your own one, and it is a fake. So if you use the orb there, you know, and peeked out, you would have saw them all running back to you, and you would have been able to cancel it and then just fight them. Get 1 kill and 1 back a little farther, maybe get another kill, and you'd probably die after that. But yeah, it's just a very, very small detail that's really, really important for Reyna.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah,
One
already
side,
outside.
One side already.
Right side.
Omen's kind of fighting
Yeah,
World War
one
III right now. Dodges the flash.
Slightly
Oh, that
80,
sucks.
Nice.
So was
One more.
there
That would have been a huge frag.
Nice one for planner.
Reyna's still on A.
This retake's very solo right now. The Omen went in, and he's kind of going for solo plays, and now the Sova's coming in for solo plays, and the Cypher's nowhere near him. Oh, sorry, I just heard the comms, so I wasn't paying attention. So they said the Reyna's still on A. So when they have a player, you know, that's out of position, they need to take this advantage now, knowing that the Reyna's far away, because the Reyna can't help, and if you wait too long, she's gonna flank you or she's gonna regroup. So that's good they pushed there. I didn't realize the Reyna was still A.
My whiff wasn't good in vain.
It's fine.
See long.
Nice.
Good half, guys. Let's go.
I looked away in map because I saw Reyna thing.
Switching sides.
That's gonna.
It kills with accuracy.
Ha, that's getting close.
Xeric, let's try swings.
Alright, so for that defender side, looking back on it, I think the Reyna needs to play more positions. He was doing a good job early on of mixing it up to A and Garage with the occasional C push. He didn't really play B that half, which I think Reyna is really strong playing B, so you definitely want to at least play that a few times per half. But definitely keep switching up the positions. You also never went sewers on A. Every time you went A, you went towards the bricks, which the bricks is fine, but the sewers you're going to find a lot more duels for Reyna that are a lot better. And a lot better for invulns. As well as the Reyna needs to start grabbing these soul orbs later. Picking them up instead, we talked about that a bit earlier. It's another mistake. The retakes need to calm the utility more, need to make the plan before y'all go in. That's definitely something to look at as well. And yeah, the 4v2s, the 3v2s where you have the advantage, let them make the play into you because they have to do it to win the round. So that's basically my notes so far for the defender side. Now we're going to switch into the offense side. So we have a 7-5 lead here. We'll skip forward here. See how the pistol round goes. Oops, my video actually reset.
Clutching is in my blood.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay, we're back. Got a little spoiler. It's an A hit.
Yes, father. I'm just gonna swing with you.
So like I said, you don't actually go into A insta, so we'll see default. So spread default. Slow play pistol round.
Pushing three.
Okay, so real quick, with the Omen porting here, you definitely want to make sure you're double peeking here. And you definitely want the Omen to peek first. See, when you peek, the Omen's not even fully through his teleport yet, so he has no way of helping you. And they definitely hear the teleport as well, so they know he's here. So even without watching it, I'm pretty sure they're gonna kill him as well. Or most likely, they definitely should. But yeah, see, you're already dead, and he just now got out of his teleport, so it's really, there's no double peek going on here. Omen actually gets one, flashes them back.
Two more, yeah.
Nice try by the Omen there, but great reaction. 3 players C, that means their A is very weak. It's gonna be max 1, there's no way there's gonna be 2 people on A here. So speeding up A, that's the perfect reaction. It's a 3v4, so you're definitely not ahead here. Now, actually, the Killjoy dies. That's a big mistake by the Killjoy. Dying there, she should be playing Retake, but now the advantage is back in your favor. Because in a 3v3, the people with the spike planted, they have the advantage. They have all the positions. The defense has to come into them. So now the advantage is flipped in your favor.
Yeah, try to get off site.
And you got the drone to get some early info.
Jet behind.
You guys should double flank long.
One CT.
She's fine.
And now this drone is getting really deep into spawn with only seeing this Reyna. So it's actually looking like 1 or maybe 2 are going to be flanking you here. It's really likely some sort of flank is coming.
Shoot.
Yeah, so actually 1 is flank. It's great play by Yall, making the bait there, having them distract him from the flank, and then having the solo peek. That's perfect. Y'all did that and didn't just go for the duel. That's really well played. So we look here. We have Sova that has dart. He's low HP.
Double up here.
He should definitely be using this dart, the one they tap the bomb. Not any sooner, for sure. So he sees he shoots it out now. It's not really going to give him that great of info. Like, he does see them both sight, but you're going to know they're both sight anyway. What does it really tell you? Especially if you're not going to fight them straight up, which you shouldn't, because they haven't even tapped the bomb yet, then the dart's not really going to help you there. But if you, shoot the dart when they tap, you're either going to see one of them on the bomb, and knowing you have, like, a 3v1 on the guy not sticking it, or you just know he's straight up not on the bomb, you don't need to fight. So you definitely want to save that dart for the tap, not use it before. Cypher, ooh, it's looking a little close. So Cypher definitely should have tucked here after the skill. He got a little ambitious here. So he saw him on the right side, he knows he's there, and he goes for the fight instead. He could easily run here in time and tuck, and then still play this double peek with the player next to him, Sirius. But they actually get owned, and now they're in a very scary situation because it's a Sova with 21 health and a classic versus a Reyna who's overhealed to 150. So she pretty much has full shield right now. So he's gonna need to hit a double dink here.
Dink.
And now he's healing again. He actually saved the second orb. That's insane. And he wins on time. Wow. Yeah, that got very scary. Cypher definitely wants to tuck there after that first kill. And Sova wants to save his dart a little later for sure. But get the pistol round through. Another tip for Reyna is when you win the pistol round, you don't actually want to buy. It's not that big of a deal, but you don't want to actually buy this fourth solo or this fourth devour. The reason being is it's really unlikely you're going to use all 4 of them in a round, and you actually get 1 for free. You want to buy 3 just in case you know, you win a round without really seeing anyone, which is pretty likely on these anti-ecos, and then you're going to get a free soul orb next round anyway, but you're not going to get it if you buy it now. So you probably won't need 4. So I always, when I win pistol, I only buy 3. And then, you know, that'll be enough. Next round will come around and I'll get that 1 for free. So, not a huge deal. It only saves 100 credits, but, you know, sometimes you're $100 off of that buy and it's really annoying,
you
so.
flash out a window?
Definitely
just,
something
like,
to
do it
note.
for info. Don't peek out with it.
Same thing for, other characters that have passive abilities like that.
Rush door and then do your A shit, Carbon.
Yep.
Yes, father. Yes.
So for the anti-eco here, we got Cypher working A. Jet's gonna be holding down the garage. Looks like you're gonna flash peek out a window. Then you got the Sova and the Omen towards C.
Drone that shit.
So let's see how this gets played out. So you don't peek with the flash. I think that's fine. They didn't shoot the flash, so it's really unlikely they're pushing. And if they did plan to push, they're definitely canceling out that flash.
How'd they pick my C-trip? Did they shock
Working
it?
garage window. I think they're playing retake garage.
I'm not sure if one of your teammates grabbed the C orb, but if you're gonna be doing a spread default, especially on these anti-ecos, you want to be making sure you collect the orb, and you want to be giving it to your duelists. Duelists want to be pushing very aggressive on these eco rounds. You know, you want to farm the kills. You want to get the orbs fast on your duelist, so you might as well hook the Reyna up with the C orb as well. Maybe come back in and get the A orb.
Let's walk up A.
You know, you have a bigger advantage going into it, winning the anti-eco if you took both orbs rather than, you know, if you didn't take any. So you want to get these advantages while you have a pretty free round.
Yeah, I say he breaks turret, and then we go.
So the Reyna's pushing up a little too slow here, or a little too fast. If you remember what I was saying about the retakes, it's the same exact thing for taking sites. You're the solo guy here. You have 4 people along. You want to be playing off them. So you basically just want to be tucked here, holding your push, like on the ramp. And then you want to like flash default from sewers here as they're scaling up, and then you play to trade off them since they have the numbers.
They're not here.
But it looks like they went into a stack. So it's a B or C stack. And yeah, I like you getting close here.
He fucking.
You're set up with your teammate, and you really want to be farming the orbs on these rounds as duelists.
Someone help me along.
Oh, I might be dead.
I flashed them.
So the Jet actually kind of leaves you here, so it's getting a little sus. Jet should definitely be around default at least. Good T, that's great. You should make it out fine. The power of Reyna. When they overtake you on the flank. So I didn't see what happened on the other part of the map. I was really looking at spawn, so let's rewatch that and break down what happened.
Yeah, honestly, let me die.
Kind of like how it happens towards long. So it looks like the Cypher goes down to push on the flank. So they're double flank. And the Omen's gonna flank them. And he's not gonna get there in time. Oh, they actually turn on him. So we start shooting them in the back and they turn on him. So I mean, yeah, it should definitely be a winnable round. You and the Jet pretty much had spawn lockdown after you got those 2 kills in Inbound, and then the Jet was there to help you. That should be a pretty clean wipe up. I think this round just came down to shots. Honestly, it looks like the Omen and the Cypher both whiffed some shots. So I don't think it was played terribly. I think it was just some shots there. But yeah, we have the eco. Same thing on the ecos. It's really unlikely you're going to use all 4 soul orbs. So same thing, you should buy 3 here, save that extra 100 credits, and then get the free one next round. As well as you can buy really heavily on Reyna. You see we still have a lot of credits for next round, so we got 48. You definitely want to invest in at least light shield here.
Can't force you.
You say C or B power?
You can buy down to 3,400. Or 3,300 for the next round, as long as you save all of your abilities, so that way you can have a Phantom / Vandal and Light Shield for the gun round. As long as you can buy that and have full abilities, you can buy down as deep as you want on Reyna. Later on, if you have a big loss bonus, you can even start picking up like Glass Phantoms, Glass Vandals with no armor, and still buy, you know, a Rifle, Light Shield the next. But yeah, as the Reyna, you definitely want to be investing heavily on these ecos, because you have a really good chance of winning them for your team.
And I just like I choked there. I was like, my hands are so cold and just.
So a little eco round. It looks pretty spread. It looks like the Jet is gonna grab the C orb. I think so. You on 4 ult points here, especially on eco. This should definitely be around where you get an orb. Because think when you die, you get an orb as well. So if you grab the C orb and then you die, which you probably are this round, you're gonna have your ult up for the gun round. So you should actually be going with this Jet, and you should be the one getting the orb. Unless she's one-off knives, then that would make more sense. But it doesn't look like she is.
There's two here.
Yo, guys, you grab bomb.
Let's see.
Nice.
Got a nice entry into B here. The Jet smoke who wasn't ready for that. So now that this round's turning around for sure.
Where's ceiling?
In C like smoke,
And this Reyna is caught out of position. She's stuck out of smoke. You have 3 bolts in the frenzy, so it could get tough. But she should be dying here. Ooh, that's so unfortunate. The Sova comes in. So there's 2 players out of position here. Your spacing in the side is a little off. The Jet obviously coming back from C had to get the spike. The Cypher's kind of outside sight. So it's not bad. The Reyna does get punished, and the Sova should die as well. I expect him to at least.
Let's
With
get
the
back to
position he's in.
Nice drop aggro.
That's great. Yeah, you guys are trading out. You punished this Reyna for being out of position, and the Sova came in to help. You did a lot of damage on the Sova. He gets traded out too. So now it's 3v2. This is a part where you need to just chill. Try to get these guns back sight. Try to get these guns close. You know, don't go for the plant insta. There's not really any smokes alive. The Jet probably doesn't have smokes at this point. You want to just figure out where they're at. If there's only one A link, you want to be like fighting that guy. If there's only one C link, you know, you want to be fighting that guy. It's basically, it's unlikely they're going to be grouped here. And if they are grouped, you can just get out of there. So this is a time to slow it down. You see, we're playing way too fast. We're planning the spike, and this Killjoy is making a play, you know, because she needs to. She's down, and your Cypher's not looking this way. And trade 1 for 1. So now this Omen's C link. This immediately we should be running A. I don't know if the Sova makes it out of there.
You have a phantom.
Run, Sova.
Nice.
Nice,
I know,
okay,
dude. I
Plenty
can't
for
let him
A.
push me.
He definitely could have made it out of there to A easier if he took this route in the front of the site. Pretty risky coming through the back, but they do make it out, so
Double short, maybe?
Double up short.
no
double up
harm.
short.
So 2v1, Sova's low. Again, he really should be saving the start, especially because he's low. All he has to do is tap the bomb, win a 1v1 duel, and then,
Hold a crossfire.
you know, it's a
Use
1v1.
the
So,
PU.
whereas if they play off the dart, they can double peek off of it. So you should definitely save it. It's definitely a waste. If you shoot it at spawn, you know he's there anyway. It's not really gonna tell you anything besides how close he is, and that's not that important. It's much less important than seeing if he's on or off the bomb. So save the dart for sure.
I feel like aggro should get a bit closer.
She's double peek.
Jet has knives. I wouldn't hate Jet using knives
Double
here.
peek now.
Nice, huge kills.
Great that you called the double peek. It's a lot easier to double peek if you actually count it down. You're saying like double peek now. It's much easier if you go double peek 3, 2, 1. Because if he's not ready for the double peek, he doesn't really have time to say, wait, I'm not ready, or something like that. So, great idea for the double peek. That's well played, right off the tap. It's perfect. Just make sure to count it down next time you do it, just in case he says like, oh, I'm not ready.
I was staring at C as well, because C guy could have ran through.
And then you
Aggro, come C with me.
give up
Aggro,
giving
come
them a
C with me.
solo
Rest
kill.
you guys go A. Rest you guys go towards A. I want aggro to
the
dart
strat.
C site, and I'm just gonna walk through the smoke.
I'm tripping a bit deeper so shock dart doesn't break
I'm gonna
it.
smoke off top C as well.
They're gonna hero.
Tip, just
They have a pretty low buy. They have a couple ults, so Jet's probably gonna pop her knives here. If she doesn't, it means she probably bought a rifle and then they forced into the round. If she pops her knives instantly, then you know they're probably saving and she's just using
you
her
guys
knives.
just get into short, okay?
So it should tell us what kind of buy they have.
Knives. Maybe not.
Dart front C.
So she didn't pop her knives instantly. This is kind of telling me right now that they're on a rifle buy. You know, they forced up. They probably have a sheriff or 2, but they do have a buy here.
He does it to
Or
break
else she
triple.
probably would have
Cypher
popped her
might
knives.
strip,
Be
yeah.
in your
Through.
So you and the Cypher are working A. You waited for his cam.
Lit 117. He fell back. I'm just trolling.
And let's see what happened at C here.
Trip, yeah.
Be in your
Through. Lit
Okay,
117.
it looks like just a whiff shot. So they left the Omen there to lurk, and it looks like he just lost a duel, and he was able to back before the Sova can trade.
I guess.
Okay, so now the dart comes in C as well. So that means Sova's there. That means Omen's there. Again, it's really unlikely there's going to be 2A in this situation. and y'all are down numbers, this is a great time. You know, you and the Cypher are close to A, Jet's close by with the spike. This is when you want to just be calling, let's go A as soon as possible. You can probably even like search for a duel before your team gets here. So it looks like you will.
They broke my trip.
You definitely want to keep moving up here. The turret spots you need to speed up, but you should have a free sight. Okay, so even though you're down numbers here, it looks like they're on a way worse buy than you. They do have a Killjoy ult. So anytime you're playing on the offense and you plant the spike, you always want to look at the Killjoy, see if she has her ult up, because you need to call right off the bat, do we plan to fight them when they drop this ult, or do we plan to fall back? And you need to set up accordingly. You don't want to just be in like positions and then, oh, you know, she popped the Killjoy ult, and then have to decide, okay, let's push, let's wait for everyone to get close, and then push for like 5 seconds left. Now you want to already be ready to push. You sit like very close to spawn, and the second they drop it, you start throwing your flashes out, your smokes out, and stuff like that, and just rush into them really quickly, you know, catch them off guard. Or you want to already be out of the site where you're not affected by the Killjoy ult. The fact that they have 5 alive means they're gonna have Omen smokes to smoke you off if you do play passive. So I think in this situation it's better to push. However, they are on eco, so even if they do smoke you off, you'll still have a pretty good chance of, you know, winning the round just off your range alone. But I think the right play here is that everyone get close spawn and get ready to push here.
Killjoy, Killjoy, I would get out,
Yeah.
So you are calling, and there comes the Killjoy ult.
Yo, come.
So you do call a little late,
No,
but
someone getting cubby.
it should be fine.
He's just peeking out.
So in this situation, you're running back turned with your knife out. You can see you still have 8 seconds on the ult. There's no rush. You'll definitely make it to that corner in time. So there's no reason you can't have your gun out and just be watching your back heaven. Even though it's smoked, that's only a jet smoke, so it's probably gonna fade soon. But yeah, there's no reason to have your knife out here. You'll definitely make it back there in time, and that'd prevent something like that from happening.
No, getting cubby. Someone getting cubby so they can't defuse them.
He's just peeking out.
They can
We're so far. This is crazy.
Yeah, that Killjoy ult is brutal on the retakes. Pushes you back so far.
Let's right. He flashed short. Man, behind
That's
smoke.
real rough.
Too short.
Big Sova dart, but
on it.
yeah, it's not gonna be enough.
Damage.
So yeah, I don't think playing back is wrong. I think just pushing up in that situation would be better. Just due to the fact that you're probably gonna get smoked off. You know, there's so many of them.
It's not ulted.
Oh, I didn't realize.
But yeah, pretty unfortunate.
I'm sorry.
Can't help him.
Do you smoke frenzy everyone?
They
Do not stand there.
So it looks like we have a heavy C here.
They also arrow it like.
Cypher's gonna
mid-round,
throw
like,
some 8
they're,
presence, it looks
10
like.
seconds into the round, they arrow back to you.
No, it's actually looking more first by default. So when you basically traded smokes here and you hear the guy site spamming, this should mean that in front of the smoke is clear, because it's really unlikely that if somebody's pushing, he'd be doing it alone, especially with a site player. That guy would kind of just be baiting. So with this guy spamming, it's pretty unlikely that somebody walked through your smoke. So it should be pretty safe to walk through theirs. So yeah, it's good that you guys don't sit behind that smoke. It's good that the Omen came through.
I'm gonna run because it's my
And it looks like y'all are going for a C pop. Your spacing is really off here, so you're about ready to go out, and I think you have the right timing. I think your team should be a bit closer to you, but since your team's farther, you know, you definitely need to wait for them. But I think your team should be up here faster.
Through the shocks.
Flashing.
So you do actually make it out. So now you have really good timing. I think you just heard him. Yeah, back flat. Yeah.
Flat. It's Omen.
Great dart from the Sova. This is a really good exec. Default gets flashed, spawn gets smoked, and the dart comes out. So really solid exec.
Killjoy picked up her turret.
Garage.
You got in there real quick, and then you know you pretty much caught him with nades out, where he couldn't shoot the flash, or shoot the dart rather, because he had his flash out.
Two garage.
Immediately they get the kill from garage, so that kind of evens it out.
Hey man,
You have the Cypher coming back, so it looks like he's gonna play for the bomb rather than
playing off my ult.
play to flank. And you also have a Sova playing for time.
Deeping outside garage.
Omen's gonna get this lurk going.
I canceled it.
Yeah, so Omen should definitely be TPing farther here. Definitely doesn't want to go that close because they can hear it and just know he's there lurking. I really like the ideas of Omens faking stuff like this, and when you have the spike planted, of like ulting towards A and just canceling it, because they can't really hear the cancel on C. and they're gonna think you're flanking spawn the entire time, and the entire time they're retaking, they're just gonna be worried about you until they actually come into the site and find you there. So I think ulting like across the map and then just canceling it real quick is good. I also think that, you know, ulting to grass or like outside B is pretty solid as well to flank them, because, you know, they don't have much time at this point anyway. But yeah, ulted too close to garage, so they definitely heard it. He ended up canceling, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they shot it, but he ended up canceling because they didn't want to actually commit through with it.
I can't make contact. They darted.
So Dark comes in. Your position's known now. You have 2 Leers. You should definitely try to get them out here, as well as, again, perfect time to have your ult already. You should definitely have popped this ult by now. You're gonna get some action. There's no way you don't get a fight here. You know, you're pretty much the first contact on spawn, so I would have my ult popped already, and now that they know I'm here, I would just run up close to this double stack and start throwing my flashes to delay them even harder. You know, all the seconds count at this point. So they flash, you flash. That's perfect. You know, you're delaying them hard. You should have your ult popped for early for sure.
Help!
Another situation where if you did have your ult, you're pretty screwed in that situation, but you have a chance since you're going to be invis. They're going to be, you know, their comms are cluttered. They can't really follow your sound. Maybe you're able to like sneak right here or like front default and get a nice shot on the jet. But since you don't have your ults, you can't really do much there. You're involved to buy some time, but it should be enough here. You have the Sova ult. You bought enough time with the Leers, so you should win this round. Ooh, the jet dash was crazy. That if your teammate wasn't positioning Cubby and he was more back here, that jet would have made it the craziest play I've ever seen.
80.
Yeah, so you do win.
Big round.
Well played in the post plant. Gotta make sure we're using that Reyna ult though. Gotta pop it for sure.
Kill that jet, dude. If you didn't kill that jet,
But yeah, good Sova ult. I think the Omen ult. We talked about that. I think he should, you know, fake it, act like he's flanking, when in reality he just canceled it, or actually flank with it, because that's also a really solid play.
No, he was in the middle of the
Especially since the time's pretty low. But alright, we're gonna look at an A default here.
I trusted you all the way, man. Trusted you.
You gotta trust each other, bro. The 2 best players on the team. We gotta be together, you know?
Let's do, no, can we do a default, but instead of fucking never mind. Just normal a default.
Alright, so we got an A default here.
They put their turret long.
Let's see how it goes about, and then we'll talk about it after.
Could be pushing down mid.
So this is the standard A default that a lot of teams are doing right now. It's basically the cage, the Sova dart deep, and a flash to the cage. The only difference, the only thing I would change here is you want your Cypher to throw the cage, pop it instantly, and you actually want to delay your flash through. You want these players to push up and be in the middle of long out of position. You want those fights. So if you flash too early, that's gonna actually just cancel it completely. As well as if you're, you know, flashing instantly, and then you pop the cage, there's still a really good chance that you can get spammed. Like right now, a lot of people will spam just this left side of the cage and you'll die a lot. So you want to be waiting, the cage will pop after like 2 or 3 seconds of the cage popping, then you want to flash and then push through this cage. You'll catch people out of position who are trying to push up close, and then they'll just be completely caught out. But still, it's you got the utility perfectly, you got the dart, you got the cage, you got the flash. Just the timing is a bit off. Not a huge deal, but definitely worth noting. So we get an opening pick on somebody aggressing C. The turret is going to spot somebody in sewers, and it's going to die.
They broke trip.
This is turret picks now. So here in this situation, I think we definitely don't need to walk into A here. Your team is grouping with you, so you just have to wait for them to get closer. So the Cypher gets swung on by a guy close sewer. It looks like the turret was taking contact for him. He was probably hiding in one of these close corners. And then as soon as the Cypher reloaded, he got pushed. He should get traded though, which he does. But see how out of position you are, the spacing with your teammates, the Reyna versus the team. It's way too fast. You definitely want to wait for them there. You get jiggled from heaven, and he's picking you from a headshot angle, and you kind of get stuck in like a Vandal spray. That's going to be pretty tough to pop off on. But yeah, you got the 2-way call. You saw Jet Heaven, Sova darted. So instantly, you know, same thing as that other round. Your instant reaction, you want to be running on the other side of the map. Garage is the fastest route, so you guys are doing well here. This is a great reaction to come Garage to C. It's really unlikely he'll be here. Yeah, so you do pick up the free sight.
spawn.
You guys need to take long control to play post blind.
So when you have a free site like this, especially when they over-rotated, there's no reason to ever have this sort of plant. You want to have the best plant possible. This is like the safest plant possible. There's no way he's gonna, get punished planning like for long, and maybe even for spawn. So it makes it really tough, to play C long off a plant like this when you definitely could, take a couple more steps and have a way better plant. Not only is it harder to play off of, but it makes it way more obvious where you're set up. Because if it's not planted for long, for example, it's really unlikely you're going to be long.
Wait, I'm gonna play.
Okay, thank you. I'm very glad he did that. And the Sova actually misses his ult to delay the plant.
Oh,
So he gets hit.
I'm sorry. Fuck.
Let's look at the Jet's abilities here. So Jet. Oh, she used her dash that way. Oh, she used her dash and got hit by it mid-dash. That's unfortunate.
Flashing garage right now.
Definitely worth trying to updraft to dodge the Sova ult if you're Jet. But I think that's just pretty unfortunate with the dash. She had the right idea, but...
Flank garage.
They're out.
So now you do have the bomb planted for long, so that's great.
Hit the Reyna. Reyna's not gonna get on it.
It's a great kill. That Reyna was overextending super hard without his team. It's a great kill. You guys picked that up. Now that evens the situation out. We got Dart in 5. We got double shock dart. And I'm not sure if the Omen has flash. He doesn't have flash. So this is a great situation. Jet might have smokes. They're not going to be that great. You have double shock dart, to confirm the guys off the bomb. Nobody can defuse the bomb and get hit by 2 shock darts because it'll kill them. And then you also have the dart for after you use those shock darts. So Sova has a lot of utility here to play for the spike. The Sova just uses his dart.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh, got a little scary there, but
I almost threw that. My fault.
good crossfire. Well played.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just about
So now we have another buy round. Jet has knives. You could go for a fast play when Jet has knives, like a nice C rush or a B rush. It's really strong on Haven. Even if she has a rifle and it's a full gun round, you don't have to use them on ecos. Jet knives is just an insanely strong way to enter any bomb site on this map. So you could, and probably should, since you've been playing pretty default heavy, do a fast strat here. A C pop, a B pop, or maybe even an A rush. I think like a C pop or a B pop would be best though. They don't really have any ults. They're not really close to any ults, so you don't have to spread and stop them from getting orbs.
Can I get a Phantom aggro? Or Ian.
I bought one.
Yeah, we have another gun round, so let's see what happens.
If he smokes deep, I'm walking into it.
Looks like you guys are actually going for a C hit
Ian,
with a Cypher lurk.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw my smoke garage again.
Ian, I don't know if you know this, but if you think...
I think yeah. So the Jet's smoking garage. I think she should definitely be with you here. That smoke's not really gonna stop much garage. If he's gonna push through anyway. It might just be like 3 seconds later, but your Jet definitely wants to be here with the knives to dash for you. There's no easier way to get entries than having your Omen throw a flash through a wall and then Jet just dashes in and all of a sudden she's knifing like 2 people blind who had no clue a C hit's even coming. So Jet definitely wants to be here. We have to wait for the spam here. On these spots, especially like C long, where when the smoke pops, they're gonna spam. You definitely just want to wait on the wall for like a couple seconds, see if they're gonna spam. Because likely they are.
They know. Because
but yeah, you do have to reset off that. They do know when they spam someone like that. It's pretty obvious what your play is. So now I really think this should be turned into a Jet round. Jet should definitely pop her knives. Looks like Cypher has the timing this. The turret finds him. He gets the molly out. That's all he's gonna get out of it.
Can we go back garage C?
It's still a pretty good trade.
They just drone through garage.
And around like this is definitely where you want your Jet to have knives though, and you want to 4-man something.
Or Killjoy might...
And ideally combine it with the Omen Paranoia.
Maybe flash in.
Definitely the right call to walk in here. Omen's Paranoia doesn't do much to the angles in Garage that people will play anyway. Close, they can still see you. And then it also just gives up that you're coming there. So I think it's great that you guys contacted that. This is one I think Omen should be under window. Under the Garage window as y'all are walking up, because he actually has a really solid flash to go through logs and default. So I think he should be sitting back with that flash. And I think this Jet should just be right here with her knives out. And the second that flash comes through, she dashes forward, she updrafts, and she looks over the whole site, over anyone that's full blind. And if they have 2 people on the site, you're going to get 2 kills. If they have 1 people on the site, he's got to die. So I think that's what y'all should do here.
Keep blocking, keep blocking.
But it looks like they full reset off the site. So yeah, you guys actually do find a full site.
He could be like in the.
It looks like you guys are asking if you want to keep pushing spawn. I think you should.
Blocking there?
Yeah, walk
So you're still down. You still have a disadvantage. And you actually found a pretty big timing. You know, C's open. You made it through garage and C.
Yeah.
So the timing's gone. You took a shot on the guy B. You didn't get the kill, and now they're set up for it. So definitely reset here.
Go long.
And you actually do get the advantage back. So that's a huge kill from the Sova. Unfortunately, he dies. He was pretty low, but still, the Jet has the smoke. He definitely could have waited for it to cross, and now the flank actually comes through, and the Omen ult. So this round's turning from bad to worse. Jet's gonna pop knives to try to save it, and unfortunately, he doesn't get the kill. Jet kills that garage guy. The round could definitely turn around.
Yeah, the guys should have just kept walking. They had no idea.
Yeah, we had so many.
No,
picks.
they had
No, yeah,
that's
we
the
did.
thing.
And then
We ripped the shot.
So yeah, I think it's great you pushed spawn there. It was unfortunate you didn't get that first kill on the guy in B. And then the garage smoke just has to come down before y'all to cross. And as well as the flank guy can't really die to their flank, or else the round's pretty much over at that point.
Shot and-
It's a little bit of everything there.
Okay, I think
A little unfortunate. So we'll see the buy here.
I could buy you here
I'm
right
gonna trip window.
Need a drop. Thank you.
I think you should definitely
Can I get a
see the buy. Oh, so we're going for like a full buy thing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bro, let's focus up. Let's get this done.
Alright, so we have a little hero buy here. I think you could have bought this gun yourself. Let your teammates save the money again, because you don't really need armor on these rounds, and you'd still have enough to buy anyway.
I can plan.
For
I'll
next.
plan it, I'll plan
Alright,
it. No, actually, I want an entry.
We're
I'm
pushing
dropping
C-link,
carbon
we're
bomb.
pushing C-link, guys.
Oh fuck, I don't know.
But it looks like it's just gonna be a nice heavy B hit.
He shocked with a triple B, probably C push.
Soaking up C-Link?
So the dart comes
Up the
in.
bay link.
I think the dart comes in too early. I think your dart wants to come in as your smokes are popped and as the omen flash is, you know, coming through. If you use it too much before, it's not gonna get you much. Oh, he was boosted. Okay.
Soaking up the bay link.
Yeah. So as Reyna, especially, you need to make sure you're using one leer here on the hit. You just want to throw it high in the middle. That way it'll hit backside as well if you throw it really high. Definitely want to use that for sure
Soaking up C-Link?
as you're entering close B.
Soaking up the bay link.
Oh, but yeah, she gets a triple there off that.
Oh, not clearing close. If you can plant, that's cool.
Yeah, plan would be pretty nice here for the money, but it doesn't look like you're gonna be able to get it off anytime soon. So look for the duels. See what mistakes they're gonna give us. You know, see what 1v1s we can take and win. That's definitely the only way we're gonna get back into this round.
Plant, perfect.
They do give us time to get the plant off, so that's fine. We'll take it. Get the extra money out of it.
Just fight C-Link here or something.
I can't with you. Watch out.
Last player standing.
Yeah, right idea to get aggressive there, but unfortunately you get killed from mid
We're keeping their money
through a
low.
pretty tight angle under the window.
I should have
But yeah, just have to flash there for sure. Entering B, you all just want to save one flash for entering B, and then one flash for pushing one of the links, or using it for post plant. You know, when they tap the spike to defuse it, you want to throw the leer and then peek with
Yeah,
it.
she should have.
But your first flash should always be used to enter B
One,
for sure.
Not even, bro. Honestly, if you
Yeah.
flashed, I dashed up rotation.
I feel like the Jet's that
Got a
It's not,
little
he's just playing a little
spread
smarter.
default. Looks like the Omen's gonna get the orbs. You take control of C.
They have a shock that literally.
Your Cypher's working A.
Breaks trips.
And it looks like you're about to clear sewer. So you guys have a lot of map control very early. So this is a pretty solid round from the start.
Tap it again.
Race with deep C. Turning through C.
She's jump spotting site.
So they're playing the same bait setup as before. So that's pretty unfortunate. Not really much you could do here. It's just a pretty tough duel. It's pretty much just comes down to the aim here. They've been running a bait setup like this a lot this game with the turret and then somebody playing close. So maybe if you're caught off guard a bit, could be ready for it. But that pretty much just comes down to a duel. You had a lot of map control here. Now, I think your long teammates. I'll play this in a sec. I think your long teammates actually missed the timing though when this happened. So this Reyna's deep sewers. The Cypher's kind of up the ramp. You see, when you die, he kind of backs off a bit. Guy's backing off. He should instead be walking up because this Reyna is gonna come back. And the turret's already been spotted, so that turret's not gonna be there in the close right, you know, and mess up the whole plan like last time. So I think the two people here long should have been looking up for this trade, and then maybe finding, you know, the Killjoy in this close corner, which is actually very likely she's playing here, that or default. Maybe they find the Killjoy in this close turret, and then all of a sudden they know exactly where Reyna is, and they're swinging on her 2v1, and they get a 2-for-1 trade. But instead they like to play back, which I don't think is the right play here. I think they missed a pretty big timing. But they're gonna group with the team.
Just one backside.
They go for a double swing.
One more. 6 feet. Oh, why'd you get off your gun?
They are.
She ran away. They're playing retake.
Okay, so yeah, they went retake.
They don't have
This is a great time to not go away. So we saw this Killjoy run away into spawn. This should just be a fake, straight up. They're gonna be waiting outside A for a while. This Killjoy is definitely calling it's A. Perfect opportunity for y'all to go C and win like 10 to 12 seconds off the spike timer. Whereas now you're still battling to get to the site in time. They're already here by now. The spike's not even planted yet. So instead of, you know, having the spike planted and having like 10 or 12 second lead before they even know it's happening, you kind of let them like already get into position, and they have a numbers advantage here. So I think y'all should have just taken it C or something, maybe even B, but I think C for sure.
No.
Then the jet on the flank gets 2, and that should be all she wrote. Dart scares you as well. Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, and I think earlier in the round, the two long players could have definitely walked up. It looks like the Killjoy was default, so they could have walked up and then pretty much fought the Reyna, or fought the Killjoy, whoever peeked them first, and then had a 2v1 fight because they were split up.
Control here? No, we don't buy here.
Look at the buy. So it's pretty low buy. It's just pistols and armor, so you definitely wanna get something.
Just come.
38.
Okay, rest of you guys take.
So yeah, I think you could even buy heavy shield there. Probably not worth it that round because you're gonna be 100 off heavy shield next round. You might as well just go for the light here. So I think it's great that you're buying a rifle armor. I'm really glad you're doing that. Especially, we still haven't used this ult yet. This is a great round. You know, when you're heroing on the Reyna, it's always going to be a good round to use your ult. If you're always on that hero buy, it'll always be a good time.
This is just custom for them.
So it's going to be pretty much a spread. Looks like it's going to be a C split with a drone.
Do dry.
Okay, then drone into B. Drone into B instead. Drone into B.
Still gonna flash window. Flashing back C.
Okay, so yeah, it's good you came through the smoke. It's unlikely that, you know, she jumped through your smoke, and it's unlikely they're gonna have 2 garage there. So you didn't miss your timing.
We're running out.
Flat.
One more, close left.
Looks like they just have a pretty solid crossfire. I would think as you're running up, especially because your teammate's on site, there's no way you're gonna get peeked here. So you might as well be throwing your flashes through the wall as you're running out. If you throw them here on the logs, it'll blind anyone coming out spawn, and it'll hit anyone back plat, and anyone default looking at this left side. Their left, your right. So I think as you're running up here, you definitely want to be throwing your flashes. It probably would have saved those guys' lives. But yeah, they just have a pretty solid crossfire. Again, you definitely kill that guy if you have your ult as well. So.
A player and.
Okay, Cypher ult comes through. It's perfect. Again, the Sova needs to not use the dart here, especially because the Cypher just ulted. You're about to see exactly where they're at anyway. So yeah, you see, it's just a waste of a dart, which is like, I would say the best use of utility in a post plant is the dart. I'm pretty sure that's the best ability you can have in a post plant, besides like ults, of course. So he definitely needs to save that.
Last player standing.
And the Cypher makes. Let's see where they were both at on the ult. So one was in B. Let's see what happened here. The Cypher definitely doesn't need to make this play, but.
Last player standing.
And especially so early. So if you think about it from the defender's perspective, they're not going to be running in, especially with the Sky B. They're not just going to start running in, you know, solo. The Cypher's going way too soon. When you're flanking, you want to flank them when they're already on the site. You never want to flank them when they're still in these like positions because they're setting up their retake, and they're probably going to have their guns out holding pushes until they're ready for the retake. So the Cypher's, I don't think he needs to lurk here in general, but if he does, he needs to go much, much later than this. because they are just going to be set up waiting for the spike to go down and waiting for their retake to happen. And he saw this guy on B as well, so he knows that guy's not going to run in solo. So the only thing he's going to do is just wait for, you know, a garage lurk or a spawn push. So Cypher definitely didn't need to go fast there, and now Killjoy has ult. So their sub was actually darting into you early, and he misses it actually, so
Accidental ult. dude.
unfortunate,
That's
but
alright. We just like kind of whiffed.
unfortunate shot.
Watch
You had a nice one.
I have a feeling he did cryptic.
Wait, what?
Like to repeat?
Because then they. You guys know the deal. I'm gonna dash through. You flash.
So Cypher's making presence A. Looks like he caged A long early and cammed sewers, so they have no info A. Let's see if y'all smoked C as well. Okay, so we didn't smoke C this round, and they darted. So right now, they're wondering if you're B or A. They know you're not C. So Cypher's pressuring A, your team is pressuring mid.
You guys know the deal. I'm gonna dash through.
But
you
there's like
flash.
people spamming mid.
Yep, second off left side.
They can kind of hear a lot of you mid, so there's darts and stuff, so it's pretty obvious where you're going. So we're going fast. We do get the flash this time. Get Mike back. Killjoy utility just destroying. Great take here though. You have the perfect smokes. You have the deep sea smoke and the smoke right here. I like this one to push A link. Then you have your Cypher pressuring up A. So that was a great take.
Jet flanking.
And then yeah, I think this heaven play is fine as well.
Planted for CT, right?
No, it doesn't.
Jet's flanking.
Just flank. It could be short.
This drone is telling you have a lot of time, so this should be a guaranteed round. He sees this guy spawn just now, so he's pretty far back, and one guy's flanking as well. I think your team already spotted him, so should be a pretty free round.
Short.
Short.
Short
I'm
and
gonna
spawn.
That spot.
I'm in heaven.
So yeah, it's unlikely this spawn guy is gonna come heaven at this point, so I think you can probably just hold short, which you do eventually.
Short.
Ooh, little whiff.
Let 117, lit 117.
One enemy remains.
Nice, that was the lit
And
117.
last guy is lit. Unfortunate.
Throwing. Dude, I'm throwing, man.
So yeah, just some whiff shots. Some whiff shots there. In spots like this, let's watch back a
I'm in
bit.
heaven. She's coming out spawn. I'm holding. Short.
Yeah, in spots like that, you can definitely, especially since you didn't know you're there, that's like a burst, strafe, reset the burst. It's pretty long range to spray the Vandal, especially because you didn't see where you were eventually. You probably had time to, you know, burst at him, strafe, and then burst again to finish off that kill. But yeah, the spray at that range is always going to be tough. We'll skip forward to 12-11, so it's match point for them. Gotta force it to OT here. We gotta use this ult for sure. Jet has to use her knives as well. 100% you should be doing some strat off Jet knives here, and then Reyna should be using her ult with it.
Without a top C smoke.
It's just so strong. It's almost always a free round with Jet knives and Omen Flash, and so with Dart, they just win a round just off those abilities. So
Yeah.
Heavy C.
I'm gonna go.
This is a great site to do it. I think you should be there with them.
No, this is what we're doing. Run through C,
Oh,
and
the
then
ult
we're
gets
gonna
popped.
reset.
Oh, he's gonna get near this.
They saw me.
He saw me as well. We re-exec here.
So they know they're Reyna's garage because they can obviously hear her shooting ulted.
You should maybe wait a while before we go see it.
Yeah, we wait a fat minute here. Agro, can you like throw a recon bolt into garage?
I don't think popping your ult at the start of the round, if you're not going into a fast shot, is that great. Because you see the ult's already almost gone, and you haven't really got to find a duel. You definitely could have spammed the doors before you ulted, just, you know, with the regular speed, and then saved the ult for the exec or the post plant. But now it's kind of like forcing you to like look for a peek, look for a play. You actually get out the Killjoy molly and the alarm bot. That's really important. So when they're playing this alarm bot B, that means they're probably playing retake B. They just have the alarm bot to let them know when you're in B so they can rotate in time. So right now their setup is either 3 C side 2A or 3 A side 2C, since nobody's B. So we kind of have to figure out where they are right now.
Back C.
One C link. I just saw him.
I don't think the Cypher has any pressure. So the Cypher's, look where his cam is. That means, I haven't been watching him in the round, but that means he's been pushed pretty far into A, which probably means the A site is the weaker one here. So I think this should just be an A hit. I think this should just be Jet dashing up through long with her knives, the default. The Omen should be flashing through sewers. The dart should be coming backside. I think this should definitely be an A hit. I think C is the more stacked site here.
Alright.
But it's still, if you exec it properly at C side, you
No,
should still be able to win the round.
Carbon, let Xeric
Yep.
work.
So yeah, the ult fades, so we don't
Yep,
get
kill
any
the
action out of it.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to
Let's
avoid
go
those
waiting for Ryan.
situations.
Yeah.
Could be right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're in a
Take
good
that.
lurk spot.
I'm just gonna exec.
I think you should be
Arrow,
holding B
flash.
here. It's
Yeah,
really
there
unlikely
he is.
somebody's going to be
I don't
window,
know.
especially with that
Arrow.
Cypher cam so
Arrow.
aggro into A.
He's peeking.
So the Reyna
Back left,
spot
back
shell.
left.
This is
Back left.
this watch
Oh,
exec
they're all
first.
3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Get out, get
So
out,
yeah,
get out.
we were right. C is the more stacked site here.
Get out, go ahead.
With the Cypher making that much ground towards A and you being able to find out that it's retake B, it just tells you that they're more stacked on the C side because they have to be.
They can't rotate out.
So you have a big lurk.
30 seconds
They're
left.
waiting for you, which is
Play
good.
or something. He's probably pushed up A lobby.
So you're actually calling for them to fall back. So you're actually going for a contain. I like this better than the lurk play. It's really likely that somebody's going to be ready for your spawn lurk here. And it's unlikely you're going to be able to multi-kill super hard anyway to take the site. So I like that you're cutting off rotations from C, and you're also listening for their A rotates. Again, A is probably the weaker site, so there's only going to be 1 or 2 coming into you from this direction. And I think you hear one right now.
Nice, good job.
So you get a big lurk kill. Invul out pretty safely.
Doesn't matter. Just go, guys.
We're running.
And I think... So Killjoy has ult. Again, you're gonna be in another one of those situations this last round, so she's 1000% using it. You're gonna be in another one of those situations where you're gonna have to push aggressive, or you're gonna have to fall back. And since this A side is most likely clear, you know, you haven't been shot from spawn yet, so she hasn't even rotated, and these long players haven't been shot. It's a pretty big tell she's not even here to begin with, because she's definitely gone by now. So I think you should definitely get into heaven here, or in deep spawn. You want to get some kills here so your team can clutch out the round. If you can kill the Killjoy, it'd be huge, but you know she's going to drop her ult, so if you come into the site here, you know she's going to drop her ult and you're going to be in a tough spot. So I think you need to come into heaven here or come into spawn and be ready to make a play, because you do have a pretty big timing on the guys that are all in C site.
She's sitting
But yeah, site should be clear. She was spawned because she did rotate to C, so we were right about that. So yeah, if we were looking spawn there,
10 seconds
and that's
left.
the kill on the Killjoy. That would have been a huge, that would have been like a game-changing kill right there. So the ult goes down. Looks like you have no intentions of pushing it.
I have a cubby where I can stay a lot.
Long, we got long.
Nice.
Okay, you're in the long heavy. Aggro, you're gonna have to recon over.
So Omen has ult here. So this should be around for y'all. Assuming you're Sova, which he should 100%, he should know 2 shock darts that'll land on the spike from long. He basically has 2 full clears of the spike. So he'll double shock dart it, and when he does that, he knows they're 100% not on it, because like we said earlier, they can't survive through that. And then he also has his recon dart for after, to see if they're on the bomb, and this Omen also has his ult. So you basically have 3 clears to see if they're on the spike or not. So they have to tap the spike 3 times, and you have abilities for it, before they can even start sticking it. Even though you're pushed back really far, this should still be around 100%. Ooh, that's an unfortunate molly, and the Omen doesn't have a TP there. That's so lucky he didn't die from somebody posted. But again, using the dart way too early. It's landing like backside too. Let's see where it lands. Yeah, so it lands backside. Like really think about it. Like what does it tell you? Like it's gonna scan them both on site, but like you knew that, right? Like you know they're both on site, so it doesn't tell you much. You want to save it for when they tap the spike. And then it looks like they tap the bomb, use the Omen ult to see if they're on it. Unfortunately, they shot it really quick.
Close long, 40.
Live.
1v1 trades.
Half.
Yeah, it's half.
Swing, just swing. Yep, swing. No.
Dude.
And then yeah, just a clutch.
Half.
Just a clutch gone wrong. So yeah, I think the first of all the dart needs to be used for the bomb for sure. And then the Omen ult could be used after that. And I don't know if this Sova knows any, but he should know some shock darts for the spike from long, 100%. Because if he just sat back here, double shocked the bomb, and then they tapped it, and then Omen ulted, and then got them off it again, and then they tapped it again, and then you recon darted them, like they can't win that.
Close long, 40.
Live.
But yeah, it definitely could have some better ability usage here.
Half.
But yeah, they do win the game off that round.
Dude, don't tell me how to play.
13-11. Oh, look at the scoreboard. So yeah, obviously really close game. You had a really big momentum swing early, and then kind of lacked on the offense side. But yeah, I think on your some notes to take away on your offense side, knives is really great to use your knives and just do fast strats with them. Flashing into C with them with a dart is super strong. Like always went around like that. It looks like the post plants could definitely use some work. Mostly the ability usage. The Sova needs to save his recons. Use them way better for sure. The Cypher could even like throw his cam into the mix. Like you have a team that could delay the spike diffuse really heavily. So definitely should be winning a lot more of these post wins. But yeah, all in all, pretty close match. Just a couple small mistakes in there that could have shifted it the other way. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it there. I hope y'all enjoyed. This is the first demo review. If y'all like it, I'm down to definitely do more in the future. I got a couple more I'm gonna review probably later this month. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, of course.